Because of people like those listed here, I'm in my 16th year of a dose of Buckley. Thanks to everyone who supports the habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley to keep extending that. And now, let's look back at something I did at the end of year 1. 15 years ago, I posted my very first Worst Songs video. Meant as a cathartic release for all the time spent at my job listening to these terrible songs, the 10 Worst Songs of 2010 was not an immediate hit. Got 77 views the first day I released it. It took a year to get 56,000 views. Since then, my fame, whatever that means, on YouTube has risen and collapsed. Are any of the artists I talked about back then faring any better? Let's find out as we revisit my list of the 10 worst songs of 2010. Number 10 was Lil Kim, Black Friday. I talked about this one in my Worst of 2024 video. The hilarious parallels that Nicki Minaj's career has taken. In 2010, Lil Kim rapped over the Godzilla theme to create an extremely jealous diss track about the young up-and-coming rapper Nicki Minaj. And in 2024, a grizzled older Minaj released a song named after a different monster, Bigfoot, in which she displayed her jealousy of a younger rapper with a fatter ass, Megan Thee Stallion. Lil Kim is now 50 years old. Nicki Minaj is now 42. Perhaps when Megan's in her 40s, she can write a jealous diss track aimed at Lil Cock Tease or whoever the biggest female rapper will be in 2035, and the circle of life will continue. Number 9 was Wiz Khalifa, Black and Yellow. One of the classic worst song entries. People were so upset that I said this song was about his car. Nuh-uh, it's about the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And then I made a musical autopsy making fun of those people. It does seem strange that in a 4-minute song about the Steelers, he couldn't say Steelers once. But anyway, Pittsburgh residents, you tell me, does this song still have any legacy? Do they still play it at games? As for Wiz himself, he's had a tough 9 or so years. Hasn't had a top 40 hit since 2016, when he featured on a song for the shitty Suicide Squad movie, the Will Smith one. More on him in a second. He did release a song this year that hit number 55 in Germany, of all places, so Schwarz und Gelb are colors in the German flag, too. Maybe you could have a whole new career if you just learn to speak the language of the fatherland, Wiz. Ask David Hasselhoff for advice on how to maintain fame in Germany. Maybe don't ask Elon, though. Number 8 was Justin Bieber featuring Ludacris, Baby. This is one of those songs that has aged in a way where it's now just funny bad. Like the same way that in 2010, or even now, when someone played MMMBop, all you could do was laugh and groan. 15 years later, the boy known for the signature swoopy haircut is now a man that looks like something swooped down out of the sky and took all his hair. Might just be stress. He had that illness that fucked up his face and basically threatened to end his singing career. The paparazzi still bother him, even though he hasn't released music in 3 years. They keep saying his wife's gonna leave him. His old rapist friend Diddy is in jail, and the first thing reporters do is rush to Justin to ask, "Hey, did Puff ever have you on offer at the pedo buffet or what? Come on, you could tell us." Meanwhile, Ludacris is doing great. He's been in about 30 Fast and the Furious movies, give or take a few, and is performing at the, Sacramento County Fair in July. Come on, Luda. See if you can't get your old pal Justin a job working at the Beaver Tails booth. You call them elephant ears in the US. No, Justin's doing fine financially, which really makes you wonder, is all that hassle, recording one of the most made fun of songs of the 21st century, having the paparazzi up your ass all the time, not being able to eat a meal without a bunch of slack-jawed morons staring at you, and everyone thinking you got diddled by Diddy, is all that really worth 3 multi-million-dollar mansions in 2 different countries? Think I'd rather just be broke than broken. Number 7 was Soulja Boy, Pretty Boy Swag. This entry is probably best known for this joke.
He sounds like the wheelchair kid from Malcolm in the Middle. This, right here, is my swag.
And perhaps proving that time is a fucking circle, or that we've just run out of new ideas, Malcolm in the Middle is getting a reunion series this year. Will Stevie return? I sure hope so. You know who ain't having a comeback this year, though? Soulja Boy. In fact, Pretty Boy Swag was his last hit in the US. His career was pretty much over just as mine began. Since that time, he started selling weird Chinese Game Boys with pirated games on them that led to a cease and desist from Nintendo. Tried to start beef with like 3 different rappers and no one gave a fuck. Tried to box Jake Paul, and he was accused of kicking his pregnant girlfriend in the stomach, causing a miscarriage. I have no idea what the actor who played Stevie's been up to in the last 15 years, but it's gotta be better than that. Number 6 was Willow Smith, Whip My Hair. People were very upset that I made fun of a 10-year-old girl. Not as mad as everyone got at The Onion, but anyway, this was and still is an incredibly annoying song. Released in any other year by anyone of any age, it definitely still makes my 10 worst songs for that year. Whip My Hair was Willow's biggest hit. Gotta suck to peak at the age of 10, but she never really was able to quite use nepotism to her advantage. Maybe that's for the better? I mean, if anything, she ended up the most normal member of the Smith family. I mean, that's like being the smartest kid in the remedial class, but like, her dad's a 56-year-old man doing TikToks who probably will never escape the fact that he slapped Chris Rock on stage over Chris making a joke about his wife, who went on to admit that they weren't even together. Jada's been rubbing her bald head on other dudes for years now. And her brother walks around with a fucking house on his head. I mean, Willow was right there beside him wearing her underwear under a long coat like some sort of strange flasher, so, like I said, the most normal member of the Smith family isn't exactly an accomplishment. Like being the most normal member of the Manson family. Number 5 was Waka Flocka Flame, Oh Let's Do It. This is one of those songs that I haven't even thought about in the last 15 years. Like if someone asked me to blind list all the songs from this list, zero chance I would remember that this was on here. Extremely forgettable. Hell, the only reason I even remember Waka Flocka now is from the Eric Andre show, where Hannibal Buress asks Lauren Conrad if she listens to Waka Flocka. She says, "Is that a song or a band?" And Hannibal deadpans, "That's a man." Moments before Eric Andre pukes on the desk and starts slurping it up. That's Waka Flocka's legacy in my mind. You know what, though? Despite the fact that the guy hasn't released an official single in 10 years, he still has 8.7 million monthly listeners on Spotify. If each of those people listen to just 2 of his songs every month, that'd generate roughly $87,000 a month. I don't know if that's enough money to go hard in the paint, but maybe medium in the paint? He did release a song this year titled Charizard. Maybe he can be the second person on this list that Nintendo threatens to sue. Miyamoto's gonna be putting out his own song. Oh, let's sue him. Hey, oh, let's sue him. Number 4 was Kesha, We Are Who We Are. Kesha with a $sign sure was something, wasn't she? A real product of the time, like when bars inevitably have millennial nostalgia nights, I'm sure they already do. This is a song that will be on the playlist, and girls will show up with glitter eyeshadow and blue lipstick, looking like they just sucked off Sonic the Hedgehog. We Are Who We Are became a massive LGBTQ anthem, meaning I'm probably now a bigot for making fun of it. But the song is incredibly heteronormative. Literally, Kesha sings about hitting on dudes hard. Kesha without a $'s troubles have been well documented. An extremely drawn-out lawsuit with Dr. Luke that resulted in women picking sides. We'll get to one of those women in a second. Her own admissions of sexually harassing men because she thought it was funny. She then took flack for releasing an album cover using AI slop before changing it to a very strange bondage one that I'm not even sure I'm allowed to show on YouTube. And re-releasing her first single, TikTok, first changing the line, "Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy" to wake up in the morning saying fuck P. Diddy, and then just removing his name entirely. Felt like a strange look at me moment. Oh, I've been victimized by P. Diddy too. Look, he's made me change my first single, the one where I said his name for no reason. Oh, why did this happen to me? Anyway, in 2025, I don't think anyone cares about Kesha with or without a dollar sign, which might leave her with fewer dollar signs. All 4 singles from her upcoming album, which will be released just days after this video, failed to chart. Sorry, Kesha. This generation doesn't want the unhinged sexuality of a wild drunk Kesha. They want the safe, cartoonish Betty Boop sexuality of a Sabrina Carpenter. I'm sure you understand. Number 3 was Cali Swag District, Teach Me How to Dougie. Perhaps the most tragic entry of this list, of the 4 members of the Cali Swag District, 2 of them are dead. One of them had sickle cell anemia and died at the age of 25, and the other was murdered in a drive-by shooting at a liquor store at the age of 22. Is it still too soon to say that someone should have taught him how to ducky? Buckley, no, it's only been 14 years. Something that also seemed to die in the 2010s. Come on, Buckley, seriously. No, but rap dances and challenges seem to have also been left in that decade. Remember when that was the tactic? Things like Hotline Bling or Black Beatles. Gotta create a dance or a video format that goes viral, then the song goes viral with it. What was the last big one of those? It might have been Hotline Bling. Maybe we knew it was a trend that was buried the moment they put the fucking Crip Walk in Fortnite. Funny enough, the Dougie is also in Fortnite. Do you think the remaining members of the Cali Swag District get any money for that? If they do, they don't have to split it as many ways. Too far, too far. Number 2 was Katy Perry, Peacock. Katy is a stubborn woman who refuses to change, which, as someone fairly resistant to change myself, I have to admire in a way. She's still doing this sex is power, I'm an empowered female gimmick, releasing Woman's World last year. You can check out my autopsy of that if you'd like, but the message was, let's say, slightly marred by the fact that she had accused rapist Dr. Luke produce her song about how it's a woman's world and you, men, are lucky to be living in it. Instead of, say, finding a non-rapist female producer to produce a song about women's empowerment? Crazy idea, I know. She also went on the first ever all-female space expedition, going up in one of Jeff Bezos' penis-shaped rockets for like 10 minutes. I guess she wanted to see his Peacock rocket. And the worst song of 2010 was YG, Toot It and Boot It. This was the height of 2010's comedy for me. A song where I said it sounded like he had sex with a woman, farted on her, and then ran away. I saved it as the big punchline for the end of the video. Oh, 29-year-old Buckley, you were so juvenile. Not like 40-something-year-old Buckley, where I only do smart, refined comedy. Like parody songs about a guy jerking off to girls on Instagram. But anyway, you might be shocked to hear that YG still makes music. In fact, he released a song this year about how, when he was 14, a 30-year-old woman sexually assaulted him. Oh man, where were all these women when I was 14? Apparently, Compton, California? I get the feeling that the guys on Twitter who wish they got raped by their teachers would not want to have grown up there. But anyway, I'm going to end this on a positive note. YG is still doing all right. 7 million listens on his latest song. It's not the 360 million that my, fella has amassed, but he's still making a living doing what he loves. As we saw in this video, many careers are just a fart in the wind, but he didn't just toot it and boot it, he stayed to smell it. Good for you, YG. Good for you. Again, I can't thank those of you enough who support the habit, including those who have been with me since the very beginning here on Patreon. Special thanks to the Founders Club. I've now revisited the worst songs of 2010, 2011, and 2012. So, if you haven't seen the other two, Go check them out now. Or whenever. They'll be here when you're done your visit to the hub.